Hello, and welcome to the 199th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert. We're going to be having another world-class beer. Today we're going to be having the Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial IPA, which is an outstanding beer, so let's dig in. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is my first time having this beer because I've had a lot of these beers, a lot. When I say a lot, I drink a lot of them because I really like it. So let's talk about this beer. First of all, the beer clocks in, as far as the ratings go, at 95 out of 100, which makes it world class, okay? And we're going to talk about what makes this beer world class. I might have poured it a little bit fast there. But anyway, so let's first of all talk about appearance, okay? You get a golden color with a white head, good retention, and almost an orange glow when you put it up to the light. When you get the light through there, it gives you this like beautiful orange glow. It's kind of a unique thing to this beer. Now, the reason I poured this into a snifter versus a IPA glass is that's what they recommend. They actually recommended a snifter in this because it does have a lot of malts in it. So not only is it 90 IBUs or international bitter units, but it's also packed with malts. So they hop the heck out of this beer. It's like continuously hopped. And then they do the malts to get like the backbone of the beer is the malts. So it's an Imperial IPA, but it has a ton of malts to balance the beer. So you're not getting an overly hop bomb type beer. And you're not getting it like too malty of a beer. It's a like perfect combination of the two, okay? The beer clocks in at 9% alcohol by volume, so it's not one you're gonna pound by the pool, or really should pound anytime because it's meant to be sipped and enjoyed. So, you know, I remember this from last time. It gives you a pretty strong hop smell, but there's a sweetness to it. It's from the malts, I'm sure. Like if you didn't know better, like if I didn't know better, I would think that this is like a one of those super hoppy ones, like West Coast, you know, just super hop, but it's not. They balance it. And I think that's where that sweetness is coming from the malt. So when I smell it, you do get the hop smell, but it's not too strong. But I expect it to be strong in an Imperial IPA, because what makes an Imperial IPA is, you know, obviously the alcohol content, you know, has a lot to do with it, but the balance, most Imperial IPAs do have that maltiness to it, as opposed to just a true IPA is just hop. Yeah, they do put some malts, but it's not like the backbone of this beer, or the basis on this beer is not just all hops. They do hop the heck out of it, but they do a malt to balance it to perfection, okay? So let's waste no more time. Perfection. And when I say perfection, I mean when I sip into this beer, I get a sweet hoppiness that is not like overpowering, and it trails right into the maltiness of the beer. I mean, there's not for 1 second when I sip this beer do I think, oh my God, it's hot. It's so hoppy. For 90 IBUs. This beer is as smooth as it gets. This is why this beer is rated world class. Is because you can take a sip of this beer and you get the hops, don't get me wrong. But it balances so smoothly on the finish that it's like you get the hops and it trails right into the maltiness. I mean, just outstanding the way they do this beer. And I'm going to thank Publix again for getting into these buy one get one free, because they did stock up on some of the Dogfish Head beers. Because especially beers like this, when they're buy one get one free, you got to take advantage of that. So needless to say, I have a refrigerator full of these. But there's a reason. IPAs. We've talked about this before. With IPAs, you get your West Coast IPAs, which are your hop bombs, right? And they give you that piney, whatever. And then you have your New England style for regular IPAs, which are more your fruity, that kind of thing. And then you have what you call your double, triple, is what I like to call them, double and triple IPAs, or Imperial IPAs like this, where you get that balance of the hops with the malts that brings you a perfect collision of just a fantastic beer. And this is the kind of beer right here that got me hooked on IPAs. I was one of those people that said, I will never drink an IPA. I don't like them. They're disgusting. But that's because I was drinking the wrong IPA. I think I did a video a while back about Southern Tier and the Unearthly. That was like the beginning of my love for hoppy beers, because it was an Imperial IPA such as this one. And it had the perfect balance at the time that I felt of the hops and the malts. Same thing with this beer. This beer is a perfect combination of hops and malts brought together into just one fantastic beer. So if you get out there and you see the Dogfish Head 90 minute, I like it so much better than the 60 minute IPA. I probably like it almost as much as the Dogfish Head 120, which we've done a review on before, which is has 120 IBUs. So it's hoppier. This right here is like the sweet spot for me when it comes to an IPA, because they just balance it perfectly. I mean, don't get me wrong, 120 minute IPA, delicious, very expensive, but well worth it to try. But for more of an everyday drinking IPA, or you don't have to drink it every day, but you know what I'm saying, more of an affordable IPA, right here, spot on. The way they balance the hops and the malts is just perfect. And there is a sweetness that comes through here. So even when it's hoppy, that sweetness takes away that bitter you get from all the hops that you would normally get on a beer. So just to me, the Dogfish Head 90 minute IPA is just a outstanding beer. I can't say enough good things about it. 9% alcohol. If you took a sip of this, you probably wouldn't think it was more than 6%, just because the way they balance the beer, it is smooth as can be. And to me, it's one of the best Imperial IPAs out there. I mean, there are a few that are really good. I mean, the Avery Maharaja is an excellent Imperial. We've talked about the Unearthly, like we were talking about just a minute ago. There's some really great black Imperial IPAs that are good, like the Doobie. That's a really good one. But when it comes to Imperial IPAs, I mean, this has got to be one that's at the top. So that's why it's world class. So make sure you check it out. And if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having talking about great beer and drinking great beer. And make sure they tell their friends about it, and make sure they subscribe. We're looking to add more subscribers so more people know about what fun we're having talking about beer and drinking great beer. So make sure you tell them to subscribe on YouTube, okay? If they want any cool Beer Issues gear, like Beer Issues hats, phone case, t-shirts, whatever, go to shop.beerissues.com. You can get that. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.